The views and opinions expressed on this station do not reflect the owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 29th day of January 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, and Lindo's. I'm Jamal Hartman, along with Carlos Zul and Jackie Lambert. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. If you're watching online, share the link. If you're on Facebook, start that watch party. If you're on Twitter, retweet it. Just get the conversation out there to your network. And don't forget to like and engage with us. It's the last show of the weekend month, so we'll reflect with all of you to see how we're all making out with our goals so far this year, this calendar year. I'm just going to be honest with you all. I've given myself a non-biased F in regards to my progress on one thing. I'll let you figure out what it is. I'll tell you a bit later, but I have to be honest with you, right? We're family, and you don't want to lie to the family. So I've given myself an F. But I've also given myself a B+ in another area. So we're going to talk about our progress, and you all haven't really helped a brother. You know, I thought what?
Something breaking came in really quick. So I just wanted to give a quick announcement in case parents are getting ready for school. Any parent who is a parent of a Paget primary school student, the school is closed today because of lack of power. So I know that now people are getting ready. So if you know someone from Paget primary who is a parent, can you let them know that there's no school today?
All right. And well, I wouldn't have been good anyway. The Daily Play, don't forget, it is number one. It's Daily Feud today. So number one answers only. Carla and Jack is paying. I'll just leave it at that. Back to the schools though. Let's start with this storm, because when I awoke this morning, I noticed that some people were looking for updates and they couldn't find them, right? And then they saw updates from the Minister of National Security, which shared a picture of weather.bm. And so while they're saying schools are open, or that's open, or this is open, are the roads clear? Do these institutions have lights? Like there are a lot of questions that people had. Where can they get this information from?
We actually just literally got an EMO update. The Emergency Service Organization provided the following updates. Public schools, besides Paget at this point, and government offices are open today. Extra minibuses have been scheduled for the school runs. The bus service will not resume until about 9 a.m. after the Department of Public Transportation has completed an assessment, and Belco will provide updates on outages.
Well, we thank the EMO that look, they said Daily Hour was going on. Let's get that information out there, you know. But speaking of the storm, let's do a roll call. We want to see our audience. We want to know how you made out. Is everyone safe? You got electricity? Let's start with you, Jackie. I mean, you're the only one on the show with us that experienced it. You look like you have electricity. You look fine. Everybody good in your house?
Yeah, everybody's good. Even the rooster next door that keeps me up at night. I honestly, it was the only thing that I woke up and I'm like, oh, it must be nice outside. Open my door. Nope, got blown back inside. I'm like, how is this rooster still around and making off? Or I'm like, oh, it's quiet today. I'm like, you're kidding me.
But, you know what, Jackie? You shouldn't be so angry at your neighborhood pets. They have a place in your life. Think about that morning when you might be running late and suddenly the rooster wakes you up, you vax, and then you realize, oh man,
it's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. It's 2 a.m. It's 5 a.m. The thing does not sleep. And sometimes he brings along his best friend and they go at it together. I mean, you know how the dog starts barking and the other dog starts barking and all the neighborhood dogs bark? That's the rooster.
I'm not trying to be Carla Zul or anything,
I
but
know there are
could it not be a mating call or something?
Of two roosters?
I mean, the world we
Listen.
live in, yeah.
You know what? You're absolutely correct. Maybe.
Thank you, Jamal, because you know all the dirty rooster jokes were going around in my head, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna leave it be. Okay, so
And I did say, I'm not trying to be Carla Zul or anything, but yeah, it's good to see that everyone is looks like they're safe. If at the most people lost electricity, you know, unprecedented kind of storm, and it's the first one in decades that they've had a winter storm of this magnitude. So happy to hear everyone's well. Look, Teresa, she says power went out around 10 p.m. was in my bedtime, so that was all right. Yeah, I feel you out of that. That's me too. Came back on somehow in the AM because my mom asked me to turn back on the Wi-Fi. Mom's wanted the Wi-Fi on. Okay,
Hook
there
a
you
sister
go.
up.
There you go. Shannon Smith fared well, never lost power or internet. Now it's frigid by Bermuda standards, and I'm smart. Oh, speaking of frigid, when I went out this morning, it was so cold. I came back in to get a coat, and I don't like to look at the temperature anymore because I feel like it's going to set my mood, right? So I said, let me check the temperature. It was 53. Now, you all say what you want. I'm still Bermudian, and 53 is freezing to me.
Disgusting.
I spent a lot of years in the Northeast, but I was legit freezing out there, and my body did not warm up as quickly as it usually does. But no, I got you, said. No, oh boy, frigid Bermuda.
I'm very tempted to put my fireplace on. I've got my heater, I have my blanket, but I'm looking at the fireplace and I'm like,
oh, that's my dream.
it might go on today.
Jealous.
Just like my dad's daughter, like you're his child, because his
I
probably
might go hang out with him today.
he's probably so happy right now because he looks for an excuse to light his fireplace, right? I mean,
Me too.
the holidays, it could be a warm in Bermuda. I swear my daddy was sending a picture with the fireplace lit. All right?
Just open all the doors and windows.
Yeah, he'll find a way. But look, we got some other stuff to get through. We lost one of our great aunts last night, Cicely Tyson. She's had a good inning, 96 years old. 96.
And her book just came out on Tuesday.
Yes, what was it called again? I Am or something?
I Am Who I Am, or I Am As I Am.
Mhm.
So she must have just been waiting for it to come out. Like number one
So-
bestseller by tomorrow. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's one of those things where none of us, we understand that none of us will live forever. And when you can get to the age of 96 and the life that she's had, I mean, it's something to be proud of. I mean, she was a groundbreaker. Like she was there. I know what was trending last night was people were saying that you know, they were calling out her role. I think it was Medea's family reunion when she gave that speech.
That big speech.
Yeah, the backyard barbecue. That was something that stood out to me in her career. But I've seen it in so many things, and no lie, and none of you better laugh at me for this. But why are you smirking, Carla? I said nobody better laugh at this.
I'm just listening. I'm intently listening.
Christian's ready to giggle.
Why are you laughing, Jackie? Anyway,
Because Caught is a domino effect.
yeah, it's contagious. So true story. I actually thought she was Whitney Houston's mom until that movie with the Tyler Perry movie, because Whitney Houston's mom was named Cece Tyson or Cece.
No, her mama was named Cece Houston.
Yeah.
But
So that was my Carla moment for the day, folks.
listen, I'm still in recovery over yesterday's question. But do you know in 2018, she was the first African American woman, and think about it, at 94 to win an honorary Oscar? Like, we are still so far behind in the times of recognizing Black greatness. 2018.
She should have rejected the award, actually. They didn't want to honor us all this time. Why take those stupid awards? No, that's just me. But yeah, it's crazy how and that just goes back to the conversation we always have about diversity and inclusion. Like, is it really being done to satisfy us, or is it being done now because they're actually rewarding us? You know, if you're just rewarding someone at 94, it's just 2 years ago that the first Black women being rewarded, then I think we have some issues, some extremely challenging and big issues. Wall Street. Have you guys been following what's going on Wall Street?
It's confusing, but I think I got it. I've been watching CNN obsessively.
Mhm.
I like the concept. I wish I would have got in on it. Jeez.
Yeah. So let's hear from the audience first, because it is confusing. Does everyone understand what exactly happened on, like, with the stocks? Does everyone? Because I did find someone who broke it down on online, and I can read that. But does everyone realize what happened? Like how it's been manipulated, and it's trouble going on, and people are angry about the GameStop thing. She made an error. It's not.
That's what I was giggling at.
It's not. Yes, GameStop is interesting. Yeah, I think. Yeah, yes. GameStop. It was. Woo, my goodness.
You're having a caller moment, Renee.
What's with Friday? It's definitely caller moment. Yes. Okay. Talent understands. So for those who may not understand, I'll just read the example that was given, which will make it easy. Right. Stick with me because it's kind of a long read. So here's the example as was given. It was posted on Twitter by someone. Let's say I want to short XYZ. So let's say Jackie Carla Jamal's company, which has a current price of $10. And I borrow one share and sell it immediately at $10. I have $10 now, but I owe the broker from the one share I borrowed, right, that $10. Then let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7. I now decide to buy it back, my short position, and buy one share at $7 and return the borrowed one share to my broker. I made $10 when I sold it and only had to pay $7 to buy it back lower. So now the profit is $3 difference. That's the easiest way to explain the short. Makes sense to you guys?
GameStop went from $10 to $3.33, I believe.
Yeah, it was tremendous. Yes, I will do that, Terry. I'm going to drop the link for the tweet right here so you all can read it yourself. Thank you for saying that. Here we go. This would help. That's the tweet I got it from. Go ahead, Carla.
But did you see where which I'm assuming the stock market, stopped the trading, and then the Reddit group, which is called, I can't remember, Robin Reddit or something, that they filed a lawsuit and now it's reopened again, and they're calling it like a Robin Hood movement. Like we're gonna they made tons of money.
Yeah, the app was called Robinhood, right? That was one of them that stopped it. What I think is happening, just from layman, for people that don't follow stocks, and a lot of us don't necessarily do. It's pretty much Wall Street being beaten at their own game. And if you understand anything about business, the regular people like us are never supposed to beat them at their own game.
You know the pennies are in a bunch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Facts right now.
You see hedge fund billionaires on news stations complaining right now, saying this should be illegal.
You know how much trust fund babies are not getting the funds?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it.
And like, I'm at the same time like, oh my God, that's horrible. But at the same time, I'm just like, I think you could do without. Like,
mm-hmm.
there was a meme that was just like, oh, I feel so sorry for all those people that's got multiple boats and multiple houses and islands. Like, I feel so sorry for them. Because, like, give some to everybody else. These are people that are money hogs that are finally getting a day.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
I first, and I want to read Rosalind's, she said, check out this explanation. First, you need to understand how hedge fund investors make money. One way is they use their money for short selling stocks, which is legal in the US. No regulations for that. They pay lobbyists to keep it that way, obviously, because that makes them richer. Now, I want to stop there, Rosalind. Without giving much away, I learned most of how the hedge funds, like all of this stuff works, when I worked in tourism. So I was responsible for corporate business development, right? Bringing businesses and incentive groups to Bermuda. And you start to kind of research people. That's just me. It's not about what the personal life is like. Like, I'm not interested in the Instagram, but you literally research their content, their backgrounds, because you want to get to know the client. And so you learn, like, wow, this person's made a fortune as a hedge fund. Like, how does this work? Buying bad debt. It's phenomenal to me because, and this is not a shot at the public education school system. Well, it could be, but we do not learn these things where I went to school. You don't even learn these things necessarily in college. Well, I mean, I can't necessarily that for me because I wasn't paying attention in every class, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely an old boys club kind of thing.
I mean, you have a few comedy movies that will teach you this. Like, you have, it's not really a comedy, but you have Wolf of Wall Street. There's a few others where it basically, you see the mental breakdown of these, like, they have the papers and the writing and the selling and the buying and the selling and sitting there and they're all in a room and they're screaming down the pace and they're throwing papers, and then you see it just stops. But I can't remember the list. But I mean, if you actually watch instead of the comedy, it starts to.
I love it. I'm all for it. I have zero sympathy. I'm on Reddit. I'm like, why didn't I pay attention? Because I would have tried to get in with my $7. But anyway.
Well, $7, I mean, got more than me. But excellent. No, it has been, but it's only few have benefited. It's like that 1%. Yeah. Only few have benefited. Sean Smith says, James Burt says, one of the pros to short selling is it could help minimize stock bubbles where stocks may be valued higher than they should be. Whatever should be means. Sean Smith, Carla.
It's called Trading Option. Rich Dad, Poor Dad has a great board game that teaches this.
All righty. Teresa Stewart says, you don't see people that look like us doing that often. Well, let's get to that, because I said on this show previously that I'll never forget, a friend of mine went to do her daughter's taxes in New York, and the tax guy said, what is your daughter going to do with her money? Something like that. I don't remember the exact story. She's just going to put it in her savings. And he said, Black and Latinos, we just don't invest. All we do is put in savings accounts. Ask other people if they use savings accounts. They stopped using savings accounts years ago. The greatest return is in investments. Now, again, not everyone may understand stocks or bonds or and might not have an interest, but then you go, just reach out and you may be able to get into some mutual funds. But we should all be, if we have the means, because again, Carla's got 7, I'm got 3, right? Jack has probably got 100 compared to that. But
I eat you
because it's up to us to learn these things. Yeah, it's up to us to learn these things. Carla, we have to get to the news. I did not even realize the time. You all getting us sidetracked with this hedge fund stuff. Now, look, I just want to say this before we go to the news break. Should any of you be successful with any kind of stocks, your cousin Jamal loves you. I tell you every day that your cousin Jamal loves you. Take that how you want it. Take that how you want. I don't know about Carla and Jackie, but your cousin Jamal loves you. We're going to get to the news break. We'll be right back. I love you.
Meanwhile, I'm the nice host. The leader of the opposition has denied that the One Bermuda Alliance supported the introduction of income tax. Cole Simons said that claims by Premier David Burt that the idea had bipartisan support was false. He added, I flatly refute David Burt's claims that the OBA is in agreement with the PLP's agenda to implement personal income tax. On that issue, he stands alone. His claim of our allegiance is both misleading and divisive. Mr. Burt said in a speech at the opening of the PLP's annual conference on Wednesday that a fairer tax system was needed and that reform may include the addition of tax on income. The preceding story was courtesy of the Royal Gazette. Starting Tuesday, February 2nd, the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation will kick off its 8-week course, Think Like an Entrepreneur, aimed at teaching entrepreneurs how to establish goals and manage risk. Driven by the internationally recognized award winning Icehouse Entrepreneurship Program, the Think Like an Entrepreneur course will provide a challenging learning experience for all budding entrepreneurs. The course is designed to reveal new opportunities, ignite one's ambition, and foster the skills that will empower individuals to reach new heights as an entrepreneur. Visit www.bedc.bm for more information. A Florida children's author and her husband have been arrested after they allegedly abused their 3 children. Jennifer Wolfthal, 41, was arrested on New Year's Day on charges of child neglect with great bodily harm and domestic violence battery. She was arrested after her 8-year-old was found to be suffering from a number of ailments and injuries that authorities allege were not accidental. Jennifer is the author of children's book A Real Friend, which has since been removed from sale by its publisher. The writer was arrested after her husband arrived at the hospital with the child, who was suffering from many conditions, including pneumonia, staph infection, and liver failure. Authorities said the girl was also malnourished, had multiple bruises, a skin infection, and several open wounds, according to an arrest report obtained by WFTV. Jennifer bonded out of jail but was arrested again this week on 3 new charges of false imprisonment of a child under 13. January 29th is Corn Chip Day. Though its origins are unclear, Corn Chip Day celebrates this popular snack and the many ways of enjoying it. The origin of corn chips dates back to 1932. The story goes that C.E. Elmer Doolin bought a bag of fried corn chips and enjoyed them so much he pawned his mother's wedding ring, with her permission, one hopes to assume, to purchase the manufacturer and the recipe. To celebrate Corn Chip Day, why not eat a bag of corn chips with some dips, such as salsa or guacamole, or even with melted cheese? An ideal snack food indeed. Turning to weather, the temperature in Bermuda is expected to reach a high of 60. Huntsville, Alabama will see a high of 56, and Essex, UK will see a high of 48. It's Friday, so tune in to the full100radio.com from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Bermuda time for the office workout with Juggling Jason. That's your Daily Hour news break.
All righty. And just want to give a quick update. So after yesterday's episode, we did receive an email from the PR team of Dr. Ewart Brown. And just want to share a couple things, timelines with you, just go through a few of what was said according to Dr. Brown's communications team. In 1997, the professional and contractual agreement between Bermuda Healthcare Services and Leahy Hospital has been a matter of public record for the entire duration of its existence. There has been for decades a big sign outside Bermuda Healthcare Services saying Leahy Doctors. Everybody in Bermuda knew about the relationship. Did anyone think Dr. Brown was working with Leahy for free is the question. No laws have been broken in the carrying out of the terms of the agreement. As always, maintained, Dr. Brown is innocent. That was has 1997 next to it. In 2011, the next one. The fishing expedition started when the police took the word of a convicted perjurer who alleged Dr. Brown broke the law. The claims of this man were untrue then and are untrue now. He is a convicted liar. The racism started then as well. This man did not work for Dr. Brown, was not known to be his best friend, business partner, or frequent associate. It was only because this man, I'm not going to say the name, was a black man talking about a black man based on a cooked up lie that this investigation was launched. Think hard about this racism. If a convicted perjurer had said the same thing about a white leader, he would have been a laughingstock. So that is from 2011. And then there's a couple things from 2017 where he says former OBA Attorney General employed a private U.S. law firm to take Leahy Clinic to court in the United States, naming and defaming Dr. Brown with the same allegations in these charges that the Leahy-Brown contractual relationship was corrupt and illegal. The case was dismissed. Again in 2017, because of the chase of this one man, Brown Darrell, and the Bermuda Healthcare Services clinics, were raided, and the Bermuda police confiscated more than 200 charts containing the private information of patients. It was heartbreaking to see patients marching to Government House, worried and distressed about their confidential medical records. And as of 2020, all in reference to the charges against Dr. Brown, his communications team says in 2020, all but one of the contracts associated with the charges are either owned or run by Black people. This fits the narrative that all PLP/Black people are corrupt. So this is what has come out of Dr. Brown's communications camp regarding what we discussed yesterday. So if you want to know more, we'll bring you more. But that's where we are with the case of the Honorable Dr. Ewart Brown. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back. We're going to be talking about our progress, how we're doing. I'm honest. I've gotten an F so far in one area of my 2020 life, and hopefully my colleagues make me feel better about myself. I'll leave it at that.
Good day, Medical House, Doris speaking. Can I help you?
Medical House is Bermuda's leading one-stop shop for healthcare.
Medical House is a great resource for Leafroy. The service is excellent.
Medical House is best known for its uniforms and footwear. It has hundreds of styles of scrubs and nurses' uniforms for health professionals. Bermuda's top doctors, dentists, care homes, and the hospital choose Medical House for a wide range of products. These same professional quality products are available to you for home health care.
The biggest reason to come see us is that we specialize in these areas and the education and knowledge that we provide.
Medical House is on Millreach Lane in Pembroke, where there's private parking right outside the door. Call or visit Medical House today.
Perrier water has been renowned worldwide for over a century and a half. Collected from a pristine ancient mineral water spring in the south of France, originally bottled in a distinctive green pear-shaped bottle, and distributed in Bermuda by John Barry Unlimited, our foremost beverage distributor, refreshing Perrier is the champagne of mineral waters. Try Perrier water in bold, natural fruit flavors with no added sugar and 0 calories. This month, we're featuring peach, strawberry, watermelon, orange, pink grapefruit, lime, cucumber, and regular Perrier water in cans. Lindos, why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. It's the Daily Hour. She's Carla Zul. She's Jackie Lambert. I'm Jamel Hartman. This great show is brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindos, and our friends over at Channel 82, where you can also watch this and many other locally produced shows if you have One Communications cable on the dial. Well, you're absolutely right, Amanda Kelly. I do. Look, some people were saying it's December 59th yesterday. So, I mean, technically, I'm not the only one that's extended 2020 because of how this year's begun, right? So, I do completely forget that it's not 2020. And of course, my colleagues just like to watch me make a fool of myself, so they don't correct me. They don't correct me at all. Like, you see me, I'll be like, "Yo, Carla, it's not da-da-da," or Jackie did it, but they just sit back and just, you know. That's why, Amanda, I mean, I love you, you know. You
moved too fast. You said it, and then you're just like,
I was giggling because I was like, that's one F. I'm sure he has many more coming, and not the grade either. But I love you. We're gonna make some money. I love you.
Anyway, so look, today we're gonna have a very fun episode, folks, and you know, we just wanted to do, you know, we started this year off really well, 2021. Yes, I got it right this time. We started off really well. We started off, we had Courtney Marnus as our first episode, talking about healthy eating and so on. We had Jody Virgil come back, talking about decluttering and making space. We had Tamara Richardson. We had a very good opening week. Megan Nisbet. And really, we had shows and conversations that would help us, you know, reach our goals and exceed our potential in 2021. So I want to hear from the audience. Like, how's your first month? How's the start of the year going for you? Like, what were your goals? Are you accomplishing your goals? Are you on the way to exceeding your goals? I can be very honest. Can you guys guess what I'm getting an F in so far?
You're
Something
eating.
to do with your diet.
Absolutely not. I just
Well, it's
finished.
not your running because you just finished taking a long stroll at night in all black.
Yeah, that's normally the case.
I know what I think it is, but I don't want to say it out loud. But does it have to do with entrepreneurship?
No,
Okay.
Reading. You haven't been doing your reading.
I didn't even. That's 2 F's. Sorry, hold on. That's 2 F's.
Sorry, not trying
What
to.
are you failing in?
All right, I'll tell you what's been horrible so far this year, folks, is my budgeting.
Oh, I was going there.
Right.
Look. She just knew it. She just knew it.
Right.
So that said, I'm not even doing this to be funny. I'm starting again February 1st, my budgeting. This month really did not go as planned as far as my budgeting. Mainly because I don't think I was as prepared to do it. So my budgeting has been a bit off, and I am really in a better place that as of Monday I can say I will track this. So I'm writing off January. Now that doesn't mean I spent crazy. I didn't spend anything crazy. I didn't budget realistically. So now I have a better sense and understanding of how it should look going forward. You're quiet.
Well, I thought it was gonna be something coming after that. Go ahead, Jack. What is it?
Okay, so my girls was to get back into the gym, and clearly I'm gaining something because I broke a chair the other night. But so I'm gaining something. Hopefully it's muscle, and hopefully it's a bum, because I don't have a. It's flat, guys. It's flat. But I'm doing my reading. Thank you. I'm doing my reading. I am working on my finances, obviously. So this month was.
You have to give yourself a grade though. Like I gave myself an F.
I thought we had to do our overall. So what? We're giving ourselves in every single girl what it is.
Well, no.
Okay, so in the gym and working out in my fitness, I want to say I give myself like a B. And then in my finance and budget, I would say like a C minus.
Okay.
And then my diet is what's lower than an F? Is there anything?
I don't know, but I'm right there with you.
My water intake is beautiful. Like honestly, look, it's beautiful. But my snacking, honestly, I have to drink more water to counteract how much snacking. I ate a whole thing of cookies the other night, and they're not even like regular cookies. They're sugar on sugar cookies.
Well,
you know the Fox's Party cookies.
You should add
There's
some chicken
25 in a thing, and I ate all 25 in one sitting.
Yeah, I can relate. I can relate. Let's go before you go, Carla. Let's go to some comments. The Chica Trot says it's been a great month, focused on my goals. Well, I've been focused on my goals too, Nachika. I just haven't been great at letting that focus result in, progress. So it's I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Discipline and it takes a lot of that for me. A U is lower than an F coming from a college professor. What does a U mean?
It means you need to do better.
It's basically meaning the paper's crap. You just wrote your name. It's like under something, I think.
I probably forgot my name. That's how bad that paper is. It's like whose paper somebody forgot to put their name and fill it out.
Yeah, I mean
that's my diet right now.
So she's got a U. So I'm not as bad with my F. Carla, how's it going? How's it going for you? Like what are your goals looking like so far?
I have to go back to 2019. When I woke up on 2019, literally on New Year's Day, I felt that life was shifting. So 2021 is like the next gear. First of all, I'm right there with you, Jackie. The dieting part, I'm not bad at. It's the exercise because I don't like the gym. I like sports. So those who know me, I'm a softball player. With the pandemic, there's been no softball. So for me to go to I'm the one that pays gym fees and never goes for like a whole 2 years, right? But Teresa, I found it and canceled it out of my budget. So I would like to do physically better because I'm pre-diabetic and a lot of other stuff. So I definitely need to get moving. Thankfully, I'm not too overweight, but I still feel I could do better. But with professional goals, I would give myself a B. I've been pushing and grinding and recognizing my weaknesses. And one of the things it ties into is like with budgeting. So I've actually been spending time talking to Terry because I want her to help me to get on track. But with business, sometimes you just survive. I don't want to just survive in business. I want to really grow and thrive. So I'm at a B. Like I'm really content right now. Keep pushing, but I don't feel like it's a dismal situation like my exercise is.
Indeed. James Birch jumps in. He says, getting my life back on track is going well so far this year. The key was asking for help from the right people. I want to touch on that, James, because so many times, all of us probably go through it, right? We're afraid to ask for help, right? And that is key. That's key. I mean, we all want, some people feel shame asking others for assistance, right? But that's key right there. And I'm glad that it's going well for you and you've gotten back on track. Tamara Richardson says, Jackie, don't beat yourself up. You just need to find a healthier, sweet alternative. Red grapes, maybe. They are.
Oh, I love my fruit. Don't get it wrong. Like my diet is great. It's the snacking. Like I love crunchies. I love Butterfingers.
My favorite.
And I love hot cheese curls. So I'll see them in the store. I'm like, oh, you don't need them. And then right before the lady says, like, rings up the last thing, I kind of like throw everything there. But I try to snack in the morning. So like a lot of my bad unhealthy snacks are first thing in the morning when the rooster goes off at 5 a.m.
That damn rooster. So I guess the question is, what are some healthy snacks that are crunchy that meet this that satisfy those desires that you have? I want to get off my F because I don't want you all just thinking I'm just this big F guy, right? I did give myself a B+ in the health department. So I have my Garmin watch that I purchased late last year, and with that, I somehow entered these challenges, and I didn't realize I entered these challenges. So it was steps. So you gotta. One of a recent report that I read said that having a fitness tracker improves people's health because they monitor themselves more. And so I do monitor myself, like I challenge myself. And what I see is since January 1st, I've reached over 10,000 steps per day. What I do is I ensure that and I'm going to say this because I went on Facebook for support yesterday, folks. I went on Facebook for support. And everybody, all of my friends, some of you just pushed me down and stumped on me. So let me tell you.
It's ridiculous.
Folks, I've upped my running. So usually I would just do over 2 miles in the morning. And now I do.
Carl is cracking up, man.
I hope he has the picture. I hope you have the picture. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, I'm going to finish what I'm about to say. I go about 2.75 miles now, right? So now I can't really go for a lunchtime walk or run when I'm at work. It's a big arena. So it's a long way to walk to my car, and I park far and out in the parking lot. So I love to drive to lunch and whatnot, and I park pretty far, right?
I can't. Carl, get it together.
Is she okay?
Get it together.
You have to see the picture. Oh my God, it's ridiculous how far away he parks. Do you have the picture? Please pull up the picture.
Well, I'll show the picture because I'm not ashamed of what I do.
Talent roasting you in the comments, by the way.
I'm not ashamed of what I do. I'm going to share the picture because you all are just bad people. So
it's unreal.
My colleagues, right? Let's go to the picture. Is this the picture? Yeah, this is the picture. So my colleagues like to make fun of me. Now, watch my mouse, folks. Watch my mouse, right? So my colleagues are a bit like, oh, you're not driving. Yes, I'll drive. Don't worry, I'll drive. We could use my gas. Just going across the street, right? And so this picture, just give you the story behind it. This picture was actually taken on Tuesday, right? And the reason I shared it yesterday was because yesterday we went to lunch. She's like, I'm driving. And then when we got to the restaurant, she parks in the closest spot to the restaurant and under a tree. She goes, see how close my tree is? I said, okay, I'm going to fix you. here's some examples of why where I park makes sense. And she start going off and whatnot, right? So I said, I want to share this with my friends, and I guarantee my friends will agree that I park in the right spot. No, obviously this picture helps me because it makes me look my car look actually closer than it is. It's pretty far. But the benefits, folks, the benefits. Number one, I get my steps in. It helps me get my 10,000 steps a day, right? See, number two, no one parks near me. I don't have to worry about somebody denting my car, the children opening up the door, right? Number three, as you can see, you will never confuse your car with others. And she said, that's just stupid. Who confuses the car? Have you not met a drunk Bermudian? You know how many? And then I said to her, you'll always remember where your car is. She goes, how do people not remember where their cars are? I said again, have you not met a drunk Bermudian?
I bought my new bike because it has the beep beep and it flashes because
Every
it looks.
car has that, Jackie.
I
That
use
don't
my
help
car
in a
all the
crowded
time.
parking lot. That don't help in a crowded parking lot. I'm telling you. So I then say, I said, I don't like fighting people for parking spots. I want to go where I'm going, and ain't nobody trying to steal my spot because it's all the way back there on his own, right?
Wait,
And
is that your car all the way back there?
I'm gonna
Jackie,
zoom
Jackie,
in. Don't you be disrespectful. Don't you be disrespectful. Don't you see you all are being too disrespectful.
You need an Uber to get to your car.
That's what somebody said, Jackie. Someone said, I don't even want to go lunch with you because you got to get the Uber to the car or Uber from the car. It's ridiculous.
Where's your
Jackie,
little
you can't even see it. I was dying
I'm
laughing.
gonna zoom in so you all can see it, right? So my last reason, is you don't have to keep driving around until you. Do you realize people will spend more time driving around trying to find a close parking spot? When I'm like, I could have parked and been inside, ordered my meal, had my glass of lemonade and everything, while you're still out there looking for a spot. So this day here, I dropped at the front of the place, and then she's like, "Oh, you can pick me up here too, because I'm not walking away back there." That's it. So I'm gonna show you all where my car is, because some of you are just childish and don't want to look. So this is my car. See it right here.
Right, that's what I said. That's your car all the way back there in the shade.
That's right, and that's what I said. I said, see,
What
my car has its own shit. That's true.
Oh, because it looks like it's tie-dye, so it has to be
It's
shade
no
on it
trees
somewhere.
on the moon, Jackie. Listen, I were
On
by
the
you can't even see the car. Like, seriously, that's how come he can have 10,000 steps. It takes him 5,000 to get.
I
to
don't
the
park by
car.
trees like that in Florida. I'm not trying to
But
get
the
snatched by
responses-
nobody's alligator.
Thank you. The responses were hilarious. Okay, hilarious. Oh my gosh, this man's crazy.
I feel like you could park close and just do some burpees and then go. Burpees burn more calories.
I don't even understand why I'm having this conversation with you people. I mean, you showed me who you were yesterday, and let's go to the comments, because I know some people have got to have my back in the comments. I just know there have to
Not
be
talent. Talent's erased.
camera can't even zoom enough to see. My goodness. Charles H. Jeffs, I park pretty far understatement. Okay. Camera got my back. The equivalent of parking at the hospital to go to Hamilton Princess. Jamel, you already. Wow. I think everyone's turning on me.
Hey, I'm for it though. I'm for it. I am all for it. You can have a race. It's like a 500-meter dash.
Listen,
500 meters.
it's
Well, it ain't
hilarious.
100 meters. It's more than 100 meters.
It serves no purpose.
You're better
besides
off.
with your steps. If you have an hour for lunch, it's gonna take you like 10 minutes. That's 40 minutes, and you haven't even driven anywhere. 10 minutes.
You're better off walking into the arena, putting on skates, skating a few laps, do a little twirl, land, glide, and then go eat your lunch.
Why am I friends with you people?
Because you're not friends with us. You're family. You already said that. We're family. Family's worse.
Listen, I was giggling when Jamal said about the fitness watch, right? So I got this Apple Watch. Apple Watch measures your steps. Well, you got to charge the Apple Watch to measure your steps, right? And my youngest son's always on me because I literally probably do about 500 steps a day where my watch goes, beep, beep, time to get up and walk. I don't even go out the house anymore. And so he does all these steps for me. But
I used to have my Fitbit and it used to go off all the time because like the hurricane's back. My first lesson, I'd have my 10,000 steps because I'm gonna walk from my bike to the facility, do everything.
So how far do you walk your bike?
It's right there, but it's steps everywhere. And I always forget something. So I get inside, I'm like, oh. So I go back out, and I'm like, oh, wait, I actually brought it inside. So I go back in, and I'm like, no, it's not her. And let me go back out and check my bike. So by the time I'm back and forth, then I'm going to go out onto the court, and then I'm walking from side to side, running. Yeah. It's easy. You should just tie yourself to me. Let's just be tethered, and you'll get steps.
I don't know. It's ridiculous. Someone said to me yesterday in Bermuda, what's the weather like outside in the UK? I was like, oh, I don't know. I haven't even looked out the window. Like,
you're not even allowed.
So hold on.
Are you allowed to look out your window?
Hold on. That's not even an excuse. So what we're gonna do on this show is give Carla a go. Get the hell out of the house. We're not having it. So,
I haven't been outside since Monday or Tuesday.
But it's snowing, right?
No, stop. This show is about wellness and being better. Stop it. There are too many people that have been on this show to speak about what getting outside means. I do not like the heat. I do not like sweating if I'm not working out. Carla, you need to get out. Let that sun. I mean, I know it's Manchester and it's more rain than sun, but let that sun sneak in somehow.
No, I know, Jamal.
It's
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Next Monday, we're gonna ask you which day of the weekend you got out. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be your focus.
Listen, the little one every day is like, "Mommy, can we go outside?" Right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Okay." And then I know we're not outside, and days will pass. I looked out the window this morning just to make sure no one has stolen my car because I haven't been outside in days. So I do know. He's like, "Come on, Mommy, you gotta get moving." But
do you have one of those?
It's no excuse.
It's a lot of comments coming in. Let's go to the comments. Marquita Lee says, "Oh my God, my mother and son always complain that I park too far." Yeah, don't worry about them. They'll appreciate you in the long run, Marquita. I got it. My friends too. Don't worry about them. They act like this, but they really love me. And when they do visit me, they'll understand that it's okay. They might be tired by the time we eventually get to the destination, but hey,
I'm fit. I'm good.
Shaz Wolf, always lose my car in the USA when shopping. The parking lots are so big. See, she appreciates what I'm doing. You know, she appreciates. Amanda Kelly, I agree, Jamal, don't park close. It's easier to leave them further away. That's too far. So we have another hater on you guys' team. We've got Paulette Richardson says, I agree with you, Jamal. Thank you. I love when people say that. Let's go. Judith R. Parsons, a great way to burn calories. Well, you know. I'm trying something. It's working, I guess. I got you, Jamal. Makes sense to me. Look, people are coming. A great strategy for health. Yeah, a little something. Just trying something different. You know, it does take away from the lunch hour. Sean Smith, I'm with you. And look at TJ Clark here saying all my comments are on his pick. No shame here.
Team talent.
Do you walk to your car or do you jog?
No, it's a walk.
Do you because you have like an hour to walk to your car? Like, do you put on a good playlist? You're just like,
No, I just look up at the sun and let the rays hit me. I
feel like that's a lot of time to think.
I let the rays hit me. It is a good thinking time, Jackie. Camille Burgess.
Think about parking closer.
Summer is too hot, winter is too cold. Now, here's the thing. If you know,
it's never too hot.
You know it's rainy season in South Florida, which is called hurricane season, many other places. So some people may say, well, what do you do when it's rainy season? Well, I just take the umbrella with me inside, right? What, Carla?
I'm laughing at Talent's comment. Look at it.
Where is it? Oh my God.
That's funny.
It's probably beautiful too.
Anyway, it's overall great time. So overall, what would you say? I mean, if I average my B+ that I'm given for my health and my F that I'm given for my budgeting, I'm gonna go with a C. I'm gonna give myself a C so far for my 2021 goals. What are you grading yourself at, Carla?
A B.
B. All right, Jackie, what are you giving yourself?
A C minus.
Okay, so that you really pulled you down.
I'm gonna work on it next month though, like watch. Because once I'm either all or nothing, and I'm about to be all.
Well, that's the question. You said you're going to work on it next month, and I guess the question to the audience is, how do we progress? How do you build on what you're doing? Like for me, like I said, I'm going to restart my budgeting on February 1st. I think I'll be in a better position now that I've understood what is possible. It's if anyone knows the SMART goals, I was taught about the SMART goals, and the R is realistic, right? And I think many of us set these targets that are not realistic. And so I had to make sure my budgeting was actually realistic. So I'm revisiting that this weekend to set targets that are more realistic and a lot in line with what's possible, rather than saying I'm going to starve myself and only feed myself $100-something worth of food a month, right? But I want to hear from the audience. What are you guys going to be doing to build on it? Now, from a health perspective, obviously fasting is what helps me every January, but I don't fast in February. So it's more or less staying away from French fries. Have I done a great job since I've finished my fast? No, I've had French fries three times this week. And
I've only had a few fries, and I usually go ham, but I'm probably had 20 fries this month. You know how crazy that is?
20 fries?
Because other people will get fries, and I'm like, oh yeah, let me have one. And I walk off, but I get the longest fry. So you'd have all the short ones. I'm like, look at that long one, and it's like the equivalent of 3.
But I also think that when it comes
Don't look at me like that.
And what you want to do better, it starts with self and honesty. So like how you said about the realism about your food, we have to just be real with ourselves in order to improve. Like some people would say, oh no, cook is our food group, just for example. So it does, I think, self-assessment and being honest with yourself of where you want to go.
And you know what? As I look at this logo, it just dawned on me. When I was my healthiest, like eating the better snacks and just eating better, I was always in Linda's. Now that I think about it.
So basically,
I was always at that butcher counter getting my salmon, because they already have the pre-marinated salmon.
But Jackie, to your point, snacks just keep making their way into your comments, right?
I'm a snacker.
I think so. If you were looking to build on making better choices, I think going back to what Tammy said, she said grapes, but you like crunchy. But just literally going to Linda's and just consulting, because I think Linda's has people there consulting. What are some healthy crunchy snacks?
Carrots and hummus and celery. I love apples.
It may sound boring to people, but even go beyond there. Like there are other snacks that are created that could be crunchy. And if anyone out there in the audience has any ideas, let Jackie know. We're family, especially.
I would think like banana.
Yeah, slide in my DMs.
Oh my! Oh, look where she's going. James Burke says, "Understanding what's realistic is tough." Agreed. I had to just go with small increments and lifestyle changes so that they can be sustainable and build from there. Well, I want to touch on that because I've always been told that I can just go cold turkey, like when I stopped drinking alcohol or stopped eating like cheese and like ice cream and all that stuff. Like people like, how can you just do that? And it really does take. It's mind strength more than anything. It's like, I don't need this. Like if you can train your mind to say, I don't need this, and then you find replacements that are healthier, then it's easier for you to do. Like I remember people saying, how were you able to stop eating beef and pork at such a young age? Well, there were replacements. At that time, people were creating turkey burgers. So it was easy to make a transition at that point. But I definitely agree with you, James. Realistic can be tough. Rosalind Famous says, I got to find my list to see what my goals were first. What grade do I get for that? She forgot her 2021 goals.
That's the best one. She makes me feel so good about myself.
Come on, Rosalind. Nicole Brockington says, rice cakes with a nut butter topped with a fruit. There you go. That's crunchy.
That sounds good. That sounds
actually, peanut butter is actually, and nut butters, like a lot of them are very healthy. Yeah. Good protein in it. Tamara and Jackie, you're deficient in something. Have you had a physical this year? When your body craves anything, it's telling you need something, vitamin, mineral, nutrition wise.
I had a few physicals last year. I have another one next week, Wednesday, actually, to be honest. And I'm just a fatty. I just like to eat.
Silly.
I really do. I eat everything.
Go on, Jackie. Gotta run. Got a couple
Okay.
more. Teresa says veggies and hummus, Burmese fresh, has great flavors. Jackie, available at Linda's too. Paulette Richardson, Jackie can freeze the grapes. And Platinum Realty says the only hummus I purchase is locally now. And then Judith R. Parsons, make small adjustments that are sustainable. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll come right back and we will have the Daily Feud. Feel free to keep sharing how you're making out in your goals between now and the time we come back, folks. Alrighty?
Bermuda, do you know the difference between internet and Wi-Fi? Don't worry, neither did I. Let me break it down to you. Internet is delivered to your modem, which then has to push the Wi-Fi signal into the rest of your home. Do you find that the further you're away from your modem, the weaker your Wi-Fi signal gets? That's because Bermuda's homes are built hurricane tough. It's really difficult for that Wi-Fi signal to reach every room. But you're in luck. Our One Home Wi-Fi solution guarantees Wi-Fi coverage in and around your home with the help of our Eero devices. Plug in the Eero around your home and it will create a mesh Wi-Fi network in every room. Check us out at One today to sign up and make sure you can stream, work, and play from every corner of your home.
All right, welcome back to the big show. It's the Daily Hour. Thanks again to Medical House Lindo's, One Communications, Channel 82 out there. Carla Zul, Jackie Lambert, myself, Jamal Hartman. It's Daily Feud time. Number one, answers only. This is the easiest question we're going to start with. If they don't get this, I just don't even want to go on. Name a foreign accent that's easy to tell what country the person is from.
British.
My goodness, Carla was like, and Jackie had British. Like, that's the easiest question you're going to get. British was number one, French number two, German three, Spanish 4, Chinese 5, and Irish 6. But British is the easiest.
British.
It was the easiest. Next question. Here we go. Name a fruit that is used to describe a woman's body or part of it.
Watermelons, pears, mangoes.
You can't answer
grapes.
Just say one.
Peach.
Oh, sorry.
Peach is 4.
Grapes.
Mangoes.
No. Jackie said
Apple,
it.
Watermelons.
Apples.
No. Jackie said it already, but she just went. There we go. It's pear.
Oh.
All right. Here we go. Last one. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Name something on which you wish you could get a lifetime guarantee.
Life.
Man, they on fire this morning, folks. Look, this
I was like, the answer's in the question.
There you go, right? So they look. One of Jackie and Carla's other goals, they didn't know this, was to become better
3 for 3.
at the daily play. To become better. They want to be better because after yesterday, folks.
Shut up! I knew you was going.
Jackie, you heard about what happened yesterday?
No, I missed it. Tell me.
So
Tell us.
the question yesterday was name the southernmost island in the Caribbean.
What is it, Jackie?
Okay.
She better.
Exactly.
Jackie goes there every year for Carnival. How don't you know this?
Trinidad.
So how don't you know it's the most southern island, Caribbean island? Like, seriously, everybody would know that. You don't need to give me. Anyway, that's not the problem that she didn't know. It's what she said. She said the northernmost island, which is Cuba.
That's why you said it this morning. Makes sense. Now I get the joke. Because you're giggling. I'm like, I don't get it.
It's not a joke. I mean, that was, well, you know what, Carla? Give us some inspiration, because just thinking about that again, we need it.
Listen, I'm an original. Take it or leave it. Inspiration of the day. I have learned not to let rejection move me. Cecily Tyson.
There we go. Way to leave it out. A legend in her own right. Any final words, Jackie?
Find your good team like me and stick to your goals.
Anything from you, Carla?
One day at a time. Don't be hard on yourself if you're not reaching your goals. You'll get there.
Indeed. I want to go
You have a
to
whole year.
my WhatsApp post. It was something about perfection. I can't remember what it was, but I think it sums up when we look at our January goals. Let's see what it was. It says, you don't need to be perfect to inspire others. Let people get inspired by how you deal with your imperfections. And I think that's very telling in terms of how we may look at our goals so far this year. Don't beat yourself up if you haven't done well and you haven't reached it. Just reassess where you are and go from there. On that note, my friends, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's been a great January. Thank you to everyone who has been a guest on this show. Next week, we're going to have we have a good lineup. We're going to have Cordell Riley coming on, just talking about our position in tourism, global tourism numbers, how Bermuda looks coming back from that. We're going to have the honorable former minister for the PLP government, Nalitha Butterfield, will be joining us as well. So some good episodes coming up next week you don't want to miss. I think I'm forgetting some people, but just stay tuned. We'll have some good conversations. So thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, and Lindos, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you. As always, we appreciate you. We love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you next week, next month, however you see it. Carl Azul, Jackie Lambert. I'm Jamel Hartman. Make it a good weekend. Well, make it a better weekend than we're going to have. Peace.